Hello, welcome to the Nuclear Reactor, and today we'll be reacting to part 5 of What If Cell Turned Good. Hope y'all enjoy my reactions, especially this week, because I'll be putting out almost double the reactions this week to try to catch up and also branch out a little bit with different videos I've been wanting to react to, or that I've been requested to react to as well. So hope y'all are enjoying, and let's get started.
Thanks for clicking on this video. Be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon and turn on all notifications to keep up to date with the latest information and discussions.
Did a long time
Things are
ago.
about to get a little bit dicey and slicey. Hey guys, MasakoX here. Today we're going back to a tale that has truly grasped one of the biggest tropes that has ever come out in the world of what-ifery on the MasakoX channel.
Really?
You know, embracing the whole idea about how one person could easily become a completely different person over time. So what better idea to explore this notion than to do something about one of the creations that was specifically made to offset
I thought he was
Goku.
specifically talking
Today,
about
we are continuing the
okay.
story of Dr. Giro's most destructive creation. Giro's magnum opus has now been turned into an innocent bug boy who has become even more innocent than ever before. That is until a certain Demon King came around. Yes, it's time for some What If Cell Turned Good. Now, at the beginning of every single video on this series, I actually have to really preface something that is quite important. We have to disclose that the Cell that you see in this story isn't the same Cell that fought in the Cell games. This is a different version. This Cell, now renamed Android 21 by Bulma because the Android 21 that you probably know hadn't come around yet, is the embryonic one that we see in the present timeline. You know, the one that future Trunks and Krillin off in the original story. With a little bit of tweaking thanks to Bulma, 21 has become a potential candidate for the Z-Fighters and an incredibly strong ally. That is, if anyone in the Z-Fighters would actually get around to trusting him properly. In the last episode, Mystic Gohan, oh so Mystic, don't worry, we'll call him Ultimate Gohan from now on. He basically showed up to give 17, 18, and 21 some time to try and regroup and figure something out, but we all know how that goes in the original story, and including here, I'm afraid. Sure enough, all the foreshadowing was true, because Ultimate Gohan is once again absorbed into Super Buu because of his overconfidence. Oh, sorry, I meant overconfidence. Bit of a Freudian slip there. Now being able to sense all of this happen, the androids, including 21, realize that the plan that they were trying to formulate has to be really good. They have to do something incredibly drastic, something that they hoped that they wouldn't have to do. And it was something that 21 was destined to do whether he liked it or not. I'm sorry, Bulma, but no amount of programming can get rid of a natural instinct of a biomechanical warrior. 17 and 18 put their differences aside and allowed 21 to absorb them. Just so long as this whole ordeal is done and over with quickly. They are then absorbed into Android 21, who suddenly begins his transformation, which is even more intense than in the original story. You thought it was intense when he was just absorbing one person at a time? Now it's just two at once. This is going to be pretty epic. I can only imagine that it would have been an absolutely sensational feeling. And I think the biggest reason would be is that Deborah's inclusion was accidental. This was meant to happen. But wait, Masako, how would 17 and 18's power make a difference in the proceedings now in the Buu saga? Keep in mind that the androids in this timeline have actually been training. Why have they been training? It's because 21's been around, and they didn't trust him, and they thought that he would gone rogue. They would have had to been the ones to deal with him. Therefore, 17 and 18 are quite a bit stronger than they were in the Cell saga. Not a lot, but noticeably so. And 21, of course, has been training with Piccolo, trying to gain some discipline and concentrating his power. He was already kind of a strong boy, but, you know, getting the training, getting Deborah, and now 17 and 18, yeah, he's a big, strong boy. All of these stackable buffs, 21 is not only strong, but he's pretty lucky. All of the remaining fighters, as well as the divine beings that are around, feel an absolutely incredible surge of power coming from the planet Earth. And thus, Perfect 21 is born. And Super Buu is very keen to try out this next challenger, having absorbed Ultimate Gohan and gotten yet even more Saiyan pride. After Gohan's absorption, Buu didn't really think there was anyone powerful enough to even give him somewhat of a proper challenge. In fact, this all provides an absolutely overwhelmingly compelling distraction for Goku and Vegeta to do their thing with King Yama and Fortune Teller Baba in order to convince them to give Vegeta a pass down to Earth. And of course, like in the original, the Elder Kai gives Goku his essence, and therefore he is actually brought back to life as well. With Perfect 21 bearing down on him, Super Buu embraces the challenge because he has something up his sleeve. Ultimate Gohan was not only powerful, but he was also incredibly smart. because he could sense that Perfect 21's power may be absolutely great, but there's something odd about it. It's a bit unruly and ungainly, like 21's not used to having this power yet, and therefore, Boo could have the upper hand. If he can get this done quickly, then it may be over before anyone else could ever have predicted it. Sure enough, 21 is a little bit unsure about what to do with all of this new power, because remember when Deborah was drunk by 21? It took him a little bit of time to acclimatize. Same thing here, but even more pronounced. So Boo's just knocking him around, despite being the weaker one. But sure enough, thanks to all the Saiyan DNA inside of 21, he's able to learn as he fights. After a few punches and after a few dodges, 21 is slowly getting the upper hand. Meanwhile, inside 21's body, 17 and 18 are giving guidelines to try and help 21 focus and concentrate based on their training. And actually, this is providing a very deep and meaningful insight for the two siblings. They are seeing a 21 who has always been genuinely trying to actually get together with everyone and to actually be a part of the team. What he was saying, he meant it. However, there is one thing that 21 had been keeping a secret from everybody, and it's about to rear its ugly demonic head. Deborah, having sensed that all of this was going down, locked himself away inside 21's mind, trying to not arouse suspicion. He was just watching from the shadows, waiting for the moment to strike and embrace this new power. He was watching 17 and 18 hone 21's focus with all of this new power, and slowly but surely, 21 was slowly being corrupted by Deborah's essence. Very, very slightly, mind you. The power boost was slowly coming in because Deborah didn't want to be caught. For a while, Deborah was just a voice inside 21's mind, as well as lending some of his power. But now that 17 and 18 were reaping the rewards of 21's full potential, this was the time for Deborah to take full control. 17 and 18 are too distracted to see 21 actually win this fight to actually even notice. And a byproduct from all of Deborah's influence and corruption is that 21 is getting more and more confident. As that's going on, Vegeta and Goku are frantically arriving on Earth just to witness Perfect 21 absolutely dominating against Super Boo. As Goku's being surprised, Vegeta is now cursing everything that's happened because it was just basically a complete waste of time. He may as well have just stayed in the other world and let everyone else do their thing. It was just a complete and utter faff the last few hours. 21 then finishes off this fighting masterclass by going inside of Boo and pulling out everybody that he absorbed. Goten, Trunks, Gohan, and even Fat Boo. But as you may know from what Vegeta did in the original, he would then revert to Kid Boo. But I think 21 would actually just want to finish the job pretty quickly, all that confidence. So before Kid Boo can actually really coalesce into a perfect being, 21 just basically vaporizes the beast. No chance of regeneration. Evil Boo is no more. Goku and Vegeta are absolutely stunned. They weren't needed at all. But Vegeta is somewhat wary of this, because now seeing this perfect form right before him, despite being in Piccolo's gi, it just feels very odd that Perfect Cell is on their side now, even though it's not Perfect Cell. With the fight over, Perfect 21 then spots Goku, and is looking extremely elated to see the guy he really looked up to. He approaches the two in a really friendly manner, none the wiser about what's about to happen next. 21 is extremely joyous to see Goku and gives him an absolutely immense bear hug, because remember, 21 likes giving hugs. Unfortunately, in that crucial moment of being hugged, 21's mind is then suddenly overtaken by Deborah. 21's face is mutating in some way. It's now becoming a bit more like Deborah. Before Vegeta can actually say anything meaningful, Goku is then suddenly hurled backwards, basically catapulted in an absolute bear grip by now perfect Deborah. This whole complete transformation that Deborah had been meaning to do was complete. 21 being locked away. Perfect Deborah is absolutely triumphant. This body was even better than he could have ever expected. Now no longer contained by the shackles of Babidi's control or influence, the Demon King can now use his full powers to the maximum extent. He cannot be stopped, and his first act would be to summon the Demon Realm to overtake Earth and to make this his new homeworld where he can be King Deborah. Or more like Mr. King Perfect Deborah. Earth will become a gateway for the Demon Realm, and the Kais up above, now barely stronger than Frieza, will be powerless to stop him. However, there's one last chance for the good guys to actually be able to do something, and that is thanks to the Potara they have as a backup. Goku and Vegeta reluctantly, fuse into Vegito, and one last fight begins. Unlike Super Buu in the original, Perfect Deborah is actually quite a bit of a challenge for Super Vegito. You know the whole transformation that came around when basically Vegeta was playing? Yeah, there's no playing around this time. And although Vegito does still have the upper hand, it's very much like the whole situation with Blue Vegito and Zamasu. It's much closer. Meanwhile, deep inside Perfect Dabura's body, 21's essence is desperately trying to regain control. He is thrashing about, trying to regain the influence of his own body, but it's utterly hopeless in his mind. He is distraught. He knew he shouldn't have drunk Dabura. He should have just tried to escape and get some help. No, he had to rely on his base instincts, and look where that got him. Inside his own body, and now completely out of control. Unable to free himself, he cries out to anyone that could hear him that yes, they were right all along. He is a monster. Jiro should have never created him. He never deserved to have been born. This is just going on for minutes and minutes, and he thinks that no one's listening. Yeah, there is someone. 17 and 18 inside his own mind are just hearing all of these really desperate pleas and cries and moans, and it's really, really affecting them. 21 has always had the genuine desire to bond with 17 and 18, his siblings. This is just becoming more apparent. He is a true blue good guy. They can see how utterly devastated he is at not being able to do anything, and thusly, at this point, it all clicks. 18 then suddenly realizes that there is one last thing that he could possibly do. It may not work, but it's worth a shot. Can 21 use some of the DNA that he got from Piccolo to be able to communicate with someone on the outside? 21 isn't that sure whether it will work, but, you know, what else can he do right now? Using telepathy, he is able to contact the outside world. Using his strongest connection, 21 connects to Piccolo and then asks him to relay a message to Krillin to do something that might tip the balance in their favor. And since Dabura is now really obsessed with trying to make Earth his new home and then also fighting Super Vegito, he is too busy and distracted to notice this telecommunication happening within his own body. Meanwhile, it seems like Vegito is about to win the battle, but Dabura has an ace up his sleeve. He knows about how Potara works, so all he has to do is just stall for time. And when Vegito comes in for the final blow, they suddenly defuse. The time limit is up. But I bet you're thinking that Dabura's about to trounce them both while they're defused. It's not as simple as that, because that fight took a lot out of Perfect Dabura. While Dabura is gloating over the two Saiyans' defeat, Krillin comes in with a Destructo Disc that is able to slice the demon clean in half. He is distracted, and therefore it works. And yes, I know, in the original, Perfect Cell was able to easily trounce the Destructo Disc, but I think there are a few factors in Krillin's favour. First, Dabura doesn't have complete control over this body, he's also distracted, and nor does he have the foresight to actually pay attention to his surroundings. He thinks everyone else is meaningless and only Vegito is around. And besides, he's not even that worried because he knows about the party trick of Cell, regeneration. All he has to do is just grow a new pair of legs. He regenerates and the legs that were before remain motionless. Or so you think. They start to twitch. That's right, it's 21. His essence, including his nucleus, remained intact. He was able to escape the body of Dabura and then embrace the new legs. He did not skip leg day. And even though 21 no longer has the power boost of Dabura, he still has 17 and 18 inside of him. Everyone around him, including Goku and Vegeta, suddenly just aim a massive blast Kamehameha, which then vaporizes Perfect Dabura, including his own nucleus, and the day is done. After all of that's done, everyone, including 17 and 18, are resurrected thanks to the Earth Dragon Balls. 21 finally gets embraced into the Z-Fighters proper, and he then goes off to train with his siblings. Not only that, but thanks to the pleas of Mr. Satan, they are also able to grant the wish that nobody remembers Majin Buu being a bad guy. Along with that, they include Perfect Cell's memories, so that means no one remembers Cell, so therefore, 21 is able to roam around the Earth as he pleases. And I get the feeling that 21 would then go on to befriend Majin Buu, seeing him as a really good sparring partner. Piccolo is extremely proud about his latest pupil, and Earth is safe once again. And I think that's where we're going to leave things for right now. So what do you guys think? Did you like this part of the story? Do you think Dabura will still have some kind of influence on Perfect 21?
It was
Leave a comment
fast-paced,
below,
though, that
and
part.
let's get this discussion going.
It's good.
Anyway,
I like it.
I hope you enjoyed this video.
I
Until
hope
the
y'all
next one,
enjoyed
be
that.
sure to like and subscribe. Catch you later.
And hope y'all will enjoy all the videos I'm doing this week. So, till next time. I hope y'all enjoyed my reaction. If you like my content, then like and subscribe, please. And follow me on Twitter for video updates. The link will be in the description below. And as always, stay nuclear.